land. Got some money. And I think if our ranger wanted to take some more corals for that crossbow of his, we could do that. Let's make sure he's the one with the crossbow. But, you know, truthfully, it would be nice, but I really don't have room for it, so let's just skip all this. No, we don't want to go back and claim our treasure. So, sneaking through the back gate to avoid my wrath, eh? Taunts Vaalgamon. You shall suffer doubly for your attempt at trickery. To the north, light pours through an opening to the outside. Woohoo! Yeah, so all we have to do is go up this hallway, and then we can escape. So, yeah. Huge army. That's probably Vaalgamon himself there. Yeah, all we need to do is run. Get out of this room as quickly as we can. And that was it. The party is won, no treasure found. One by one, your party members scramble from the building and enter the plaza, surrounded by great pyramids. I think we are going to finish this up regardless. Suddenly, the very ground seems to shake and rumble, and you look back to see what's happened. Vaalgamon and his followers stand in the doorway behind you, ready to rush to the attack. But before they can move, the ancient bricks around their feet rise up until they stand on end like tiny headstones. Up from the soil come dead, rotting hands and entire putrid arms that seek only to grasp the ankles and legs of Vaalgamon and his minions. One by one, his men are dragged beneath the foaming earth, screaming hideously. The Zentrum general wields his sword in a storm of gleaming metal, slicing at his tormentors on every side. But for every bony claw he severs, two more pierce his armor and tighten their grip upon his bleeding flesh. Slowly, as if his legs were melting away beneath him, Vaalgamon is pulled down, his sword still hacking at his attackers. He cries out his defiance, but their only reply is to pull him deeper as he sinks up to his waist. The grasping hands clutch at his sword and seize it. The end comes quickly now. Vaalgamon's final expression is one of surprise and disbelief. His eyes still open, his face vanishes beneath the boiling ancient soil of Ascor. Your enemy has been defeated, but there's no time for celebration. You look around and see that from every side, vast armies approach. From the north, twin columns of orcs seem to stretch to the horizon. To the west, along the cliff tops, a solid wall of trolls stands waiting to descend. And to the south, a great mass of mercenaries, black pennants waving in the breeze, still awaits the dead Vaalgamon's orders. Most terrifying of all, from the great desert to the east, comes a broad column of soldiers in full armor, black horses marching in perfect order across the forbidden sands. They have crossed the uncrossable desert. Crevice turns to you, and suddenly he looks very different. I now must tell you the secret I've held so long. I'm an agent for the Lord's Alliance, sent to join the Kraken Society and stop the Zentrum plan for conquest. Under the direction of Amanitas, I presented myself as a weak, helpless clerk to avoid suspicion. Little did I know that good fortune would send me such noble and courageous allies as yourselves. You raised your eyes in hope, found small truths in a great chaotic world, traveled the road no one wants to follow, and dared to fly where even the birds cannot go. And you have now fulfilled your destiny. You have the 4 statuettes in the Ring of Reversal. Above us stands the altar of black granite upon which they must be placed. Quickly now! Elrohir, climb the steps! Elrohir climbs to the top of the pyramid and places the glowing statuettes in a circle on its polished surface. Nothing's happening. Comes the call from beside the altar, and you all scramble upwards to see more. It isn't the dancing elements that give the statuette their power, it's their bases. See the 5-sided opening in the altar? Set them upside down within it so that the bases form a pyramid like those surrounding us. Hurry! Yells Eladan. The orcs and mercenaries are almost here. I can see the armies from the desert. They're past the ancient docks and riding straight for us at a gallop. Elrohir hurriedly inserts the 4 statuettes into the altar. A moment later, the missing 5th side of the pyramid rises silently from its hiding place in the ancient stone, and the entire structure begins to glow. The ring of reversal is placed atop the tiny pyramid, and a mighty crack of thunder echoes across the parched streets of Dennis-Score. Blinding beams of light lance through the ancient stones in all directions. At the plaza's edge, your enemies stop and stare in amazement. The light bathes the cliffs and desert sands, calling to legions of ferocious monsters. The massed forces that surround you stand in their way. In a storm of fangs and claws and fire, the leaderless Zentarim armies are slaughtered in the monster's quest for the single glowing light. To tell of your escape would fill an entire evening, as good fortune guides you through the carnage to safe haven in the cliffs above the score. As you return to Yartar, word of your exploits precedes you. Precedes you? In every town along the way, people cheer and wave when the party marches by. Victory is sweet. May all you do in life bring as much honor to your name as the heroism you displayed this day against the evil Zentarim. And so here we are. I think we're back in the inn in Yartar. And basically all that's left to do is housekeeping. We're going to train the characters that are eligible for promotion, get all that magical loot identified, and then save the game. And I'm going on vacation for the next week, so in a week or two I'll see you back in Let's Play Treasures to the Savage Frontier. See you then.